So we will move on to the next group, which is Cleaning the Lab by Team Rocket.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to share my screen and share sound. Okay. Hello, and welcome to our team's game jam, Cleaning the Lab. My name is Clay Howell, and my teammates were David Frankel and Pierre Chouard, who I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that, so I apologize. And by the way, can you read the words on the screen clearly here? Just wanted to check
Yes.
before I continue. Okay,
Mhm.
there'll be more reading in the future, so I just want to double check. So I'm going to be talking about the game while it's playing in the background. Both David and I did some coding for the game. I did most of the design of the game. David did all of the art for the game, and Pierre made our background soundtracks, and any other SFX that you hear. So the setting of the game is you are a grad student at a university cleaning up an abandoned laboratory. And as you're doing so, you come across a really old computer. So we'll skip forward slightly. So it turns out the computer still works, and it appears to have been running this entire time. So what's the logical thing to do other than start playing around on the really old computer, right? So this is the game. You place yellow blocks on a screen, and the blocks will react with other blocks that have already been placed on the screen. These newly placed blocks will move around, and when they touch an empty tile, that tile will be filled up. You can then only place new blocks on tiles that are already filled, and you're trying to fill all the empty tiles on the level. And once you fill all the empty tiles on the level, you will beat the level. After level 1, you'll continue chatting with your friend on the phone, and then you'll find some log entries that are left by Dr. Conway, the previous owner of the laboratory, and the one who left this machine running here. During the game, you'll see more log entries, which will give you snippets of what happened in the lab and why it's no longer in use. In the next level, you encounter red blocks. When our yellow blocks collide with red blocks, they'll cancel each other out. I'm going to skip ahead again. Each level has different challenges to overcome, usually involving different formations of red blocks. And also you'll note that there's a transistors tracker at the top of each level. When you finish a level, it'll tell you how many transistors you used, and transistors are basically our way of counting how many times you've placed blocks in the current level. Skip ahead again. So the secondary goal of the game is for you to use as few transistors as possible to complete each level, but there's no gameplay related punishment for using as many transistors as you'd like. It's just a little bit of extra challenge if you care. Once you get far enough along, you'll find that the doctor was called names, and his colleagues thought he was a fraud because he had nothing to show for his work. In reality, he just needed more time. And then, after a few levels, the main character is realizing that something feels off about the game. They're noticing that there are a lot of blinking lights, and something feels weird about the red dots. So you devise a plan with your friend to send her a video of the weird red dots you see in the game, and you ask her to decode it for you. While she's doing that, you have the last level to beat. One thing that I really like about how the music ended up for our game is that Pierre gave us multiple tracks that layered well on top of each other, and you can hear the music steadily getting more and more intense as you progress through the game. You can also hear the music recede during the cutscenes when you have downtime between levels. So let's skip ahead to whenever you finish the last level. After the final level, you find out that you weren't really playing a video game this whole time, but you were actually deleting sentient life from an old computer. And this was our 48-hour game jam for the theme, You Are the Enemy. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. That was so
That was
impressive.
amazing.
Super, like just blown away. Yeah. The storytelling was great. The cinematics were great. The transitions were great. Wow. Great work, Team Rocket.